By the time the Misfits started to tour and gained some national recognition in 1982, 1983, punk had given way to hardcore. So here you go. There's the change, people. It was a scene the band never fit into. Was it though? Is it really the scene that the band never fit into? I would say quite the opposite. They adapted very well, even if the music suffered for it. Everybody embraced Earth AD. I would say, if anything, they were like the fucking the plow point, plowing the way for everything else with Earth AD. Man, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that sentiment. The Misfits were punks in the more traditional sense. They refused to play by the rules. To them, anarchy didn't mean some kind of utopian political manifesto. It meant chaos, disorder, and a no-holds-barred fun. When 1,000 bands yelled tuneless rants about Reagan, for the Misfits, it was horror business, as usual. Yeah, okay, yeah, their music had no political agenda. To some extent, okay, did the Misfits' music have any political agenda? No. Face value. And I spoke to Rocky about this. I'm asking Rocky, what is this song about? And Rocky, Jerry and Doyle's brothers, just like, the songs are literally what they are at face value. I Turn Into a Martian is about turning into a Martian. Like that sort of thing. Astro Zombies is about Astro Zombies. But Glenn was the one who wrote those songs, and Glenn was influenced by Bukowski, and there's definitely there's definitely deeper underlying stuff. I mean, it's not what's going on, Kenny? It's not so, I don't think it's so cut and dry as the Misfits were non-political. I hate that shit. If you're creating art, there is some sort of statement you are making. And a statement that you are making is a political statement. It doesn't mean like politics in the sense of like, I think taxes should be higher or lower. It simply just means like, you're making a statement about something. In the case of I Turned Into a Martian, is the politics about being fucking different, about being from another planet, which, if you really wanted to plug that into something, being an illegal alien from another country. Is that what Glenn is writing about? No, definitely not. But I just think on some level, all art has something innately political about it, even if it's a song like, I don't know, even if it's a song about fucking, or about having sex, like there's something that could, that there, maybe there's like sex politics in it. I don't know. Peter brings up a good point here. He says, I don't think they were picking sides in politics. I just want to clarify, Peter, I agree with you. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm not saying that they're picking sides in politics. I'm just saying that when you are an artist, it doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you're writing songs, whether you're painting a picture, whether you're shooting a film, whatever it is that you're doing has some sort of message behind it, whether you agree with it or not. You might do it thinking it's nothing. Maybe you're an abstract artist who's just drawing scribbles for the sake of drawing scribbles, but somebody is going to, look at your art, pull a message out of it. Like someone looks at all the scribbles and goes, life is chaos. That's the message. And that's politics on some level. So I'm not saying like, oh, like liberal versus conservative politics. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there are messages. And, you could say, well, when I created this art, I had no meaning behind what I was saying. I have no meaning behind what I'm saying at all. Fine. But, the reception of art, it's a two-way street. You can create the art, put the art out in the world, but then you have an audience that's taking in the art. Now, you might walk down the street and go, oh, I Turned Into a Martian is about like, Martians. Yeah, Martians from Mars. But me, I go, wow, like, all my life when I was growing up, this is true story, folks, true story. When I was a little kid, I was called the boy from Mars, right? And they used to call me Gonzo because I got a schnozola, and maybe because my face is fatter, it doesn't look so big. But when I was younger and skinnier, I had a big fucking schnozola. It really stuck out, and people called me Gonzo. Gonzo turned out to be from another planet. So, hearing a song like I Turned Into a Martian is incredibly political for me. But it's not political in the sense of like, it's not fucking like presidential politics. It's the politics of being a teenager. It's the politics of being on the outside of things, So in that way, all stuff is political. even if there is no, political agenda on the forefront, like it says in this paragraph. Peter says, I agree with you. I think Glenn would use horror movie titles, but the songs have deeper meaning. Who's a great band that does that too? Blitzkid. Blitzkid does that as well. Blitzkid is really, really good about writing songs about monsters, or writing about human emotions and using monsters to do it. They're fucking king, and they're really that's not original on their part. They're just doing what has been done from the fucking very beginning of time, since movies were a medium. All monster movies are really just allegories for the horrors of being a human being. I'm ugly and I'm unlovable, and how could anybody love me? Look at Beauty and the Beast, man. It goes all the way fucking back. Peter says he wouldn't sugarcoat it with the titles. Yeah. Or he would sugarcoat it. Yeah. Sugarcoat it, veil it, whatever you want to call it. There are underlying socio-political messages in all forms of art, even the Misfits, even if it's not like politics in the way you think of politics, especially punk politics, which I think is what is being expressed in this writing right now. I would love to hear, how is Ghouls Night Out a good example of sugarcoating the title about a bunch of ghouls eating meat? What is your interpretation of that song? I have an interpretation of that song, but I'd like to hear your interpretation of that song. But I'm going to move on right now because I still want to make sure I get through this. I got a hard out at 9:00, so let's keep going. We're going to keep fucking moving on.